Hey everyone, we've got an awful lot to catch up on today. I'll try and keep it as short and concise as possible. We've got obviously some Third Thor catch up, but also some Icelandic national team catch up to do. Things are going quite well in terms of coefficient wise this season, and we've also had sort of quite a busy transfer window as well. So I'm going to strive so hard to not waffle. So let's just go. Yeah, hey everyone, welcome to the episode. Before we get started, if you want to do us a massive favour and drop a like down below and yeah, leave a comment. I don't mind, just comment, I don't know, pasta or whatever you have for your tea, throw it down there. This helps with the algorithm and stuff. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to try not as waffle as much as I usually do. We're going to start with the national team actually, because it feels like as good a place as I need to start, and if I don't do it now, I'll probably forget to touch on it. So we've basically had our European qualifiers for the Euros, 2036 Euros, which are happening this year, and safe to say things went pretty well when my laptop decides it wants to sort of hurry up. It might not show me I could actually go into the group stage, but basically it'll be easy if I just show you the results we had. Started off with 2 draws, 3-3 against Hungary and 0-0 against Turkey before we went away to Turkey and won 2-1. And then we played Spain, lost 4-2 at home before we then beat Liechtenstein 3-0. Then we beat Hungary 3-0, and then we went to Spain and absolutely housed our way to a win. I think it's fair to say we were under the pressure so much, and we basically managed to score off our sort of one of our only 2 shots on target and come away from Spain with a win. And basically that put us up into second, and then we knew basically we just had Liechtenstein to play, and we were pretty much guaranteed to beat them, which we did. So if I remember rightly, if it'll let me show you, I think it was the first goal here, the Wout Veldemarsson first goal was an absolute screamer. He came off the bench, by the way. At this point we were 0-0, and we brought him off the bench, and he scored a hat-trick in about 15-20 minutes to give us the win. But yeah, this first goal was just unbelievable from what I remember. So yeah, long ball forward, flicked on by Brynjolfsson, and then he just runs onto it and just volleys it into the top corner, almost Rooney against Newcastle-esque really. And then that set us on the way. But yeah, beating Spain, we came second, 5 points clear of Spain, 2 points behind Turkey, having only lost 1 game all qualifying group, which was to Spain in that home leg. So yeah, like massive result for us to get through there. Meanwhile, as for the club, as for Third, we won the league comfortably again in the end. Braither, it was very much a 2-horse race this season. Braither really pushed us quite well. I think at the championship split, I think there was only about 4 or 5 points in it, but then they just ran out of steam basically, and just really started to slip up in the championship group phase. I think maybe there was a sense of they knew they were always going to struggle to catch us. Especially when we beat them in the first game in the championship group phase, and they were never going to get caught by Hafnarfjordur either, so probably a little bit of like, well, we've not really got anything to play for. In terms of transfers out, we were, like I said, we were relatively busy. So Miguel Castro, is someone we touched on. We signed him from Ibiza, struggled to register him. We ended up loaning him out to Tenerife for that sort of first half season, and then he basically started forcing his way into the team this year. If we have a look for us, he started making some appearances off the bench before actually then starting to make a few starts. He literally made 9 appearances for us before Real Betis came in and bid for him and really unsettled him. He was adamant he wanted to go. And then when Girona bid for him 2 mil, I can't remember if there's like a little bit more to it than that as well, but basically I think we were guaranteed essentially like £1 million worth of profit on him from what we bought him for with the add-ons. It just made sense just to sell him rather than risk him just becoming unhappy and staying. Other ones we did, Narcís Kone, he had some really good pros, but he wasn't really going to get any better than he was already. He counted as a foreign player. He was on sort of relatively decent wages, and we felt like we were kind of moving past the point where we could probably get by without him. And there was a little bit of interest in him from Shanghai Port, so we kind of invited the bid, and we managed to get 500k for him, and we bought him for 300. So a nice little tidy profit. Another player who went to Shanghai Port was Matteo Arelli. So you may remember from the last episode, there'd been some interest in him from Saudi. And he was unsettled, he was wanting to leave, so he hadn't really played a huge amount from the January onwards, and we were trying to just basically get him out the door in the end, because, you know, he didn't like big matches, he wasn't happy, he was just killing the vibe really. We did make a slight loss in him, I think of about 3 to 600,000. I think we bought him for 1.8 with the potential for it to be 2.1. He did have a release clause of 3 million, but unfortunately no one was really coming in for that. So in the end, we made a slight loss on him of about, like I said, 3 to 600,000. But the Kone profit and the Castro profit obviously helped offset that a little bit. And then a player we were a little bit disappointed to lose, to be honest with you, was Lucas Nemec. So we'd signed him as a youngster, hopefully trying to get him out into the loan farm. But we were starting to basically bring him through in the European competitions when he came back from his loan spell at Donetsk Streda. I think we'd had to leave him out of like the league squad or something. I can't remember why. But bear in mind, he was only like a backup player at this point anyway, or like a breakthrough prospect. And he came to us moaning that we hadn't registered him, and then he basically just threw his teddies out the pram and was like, I'm going to leave at the end of my contract, and blah, blah, blah. So we ended up having to offer him out, so we actually made a small loss in him. So I think we bought him for about 900,000 to a million. So we made a slight loss in him going to Porto, which was a shame because I felt like he could have actually potentially been a useful little player for us. In terms of outs, they were the main ones, and then in terms of ins, we brought in Roberto Chiapara on a free transfer. He's someone we've actually been keeping an eye on for a while. Weird because he's definitely on par with Balton, but is rated lower. I know the ratings influenced by other things, but a second yellow card was saying that, to be fair, keeper ratings don't always seem to actually reflect their in-game ability. He's had that with a few of his keepers that he's signed on his Building a Nation save with Malta. So yeah, he's come in as a backup, and he's quite happy at the moment. So. But we're probably going to look to try and bring him into the team a little bit more and see what he can do. And then we did also just bring in a few youngsters kind of for the loan farm, really, but with the potential for us to flip him on for a profit. The first one was Hugo Paulo. We found him through youth team scouting for Portugal. Came in from Vitória de Guimarães for 400,000. He spent the second half of last season out on loan at Nats Pione. He joined in the summer. So he's someone who will be looking to get back out on loan, so we'll touch on that in a second. He's only 17, so he's definitely got the scope to hit homegrown status as well. But yeah, I'm hopeful we can get him back out into the loan farm and he can continue to develop and do a job, and then we could potentially flip him back to Portugal if needed. And then with Nemec leaving, it sort of coincided with us finding this guy, Karol Sevcik, who we also brought in from Slovan Bratislava, same as Nemec, Slovakian, 17 years of age. Looks like a really decent left wing back, basically. He can actually jump as well. He's quite tall. He can pass it, and he's got the potential to improve his crossing. So, all things coming up for a fullback that we don't really commonly see. Yeah, we're going to look at bringing him through. Again, probably someone will look to loan out, but at the age of 17, homegrown status should be no issue for him there. So that's going to help us going forward with Champions League registration. And then this season, in terms of outs, we've had Shen Xiaojian, Lamar Johnston, with Drago, who was a backup keeper we'd signed on a free. Basically, a bid came in from nowhere for him, and we were going to look to sell him anyway. He's gone back to Colombia for like 90,000 in installments. Lamar Johnston is our youth player that came through in one of our intakes a few seasons ago now. He's 21, so he came through when he was 15, 16. But he got 32 caps for Gibraltar. He's been out on loan at Hafnarfjordur for the last few seasons, done okay. And again, we'll touch on why he was back with us, but then Genoa bid from him. He really wanted to move. We weren't going to sell him for the amount they were offering. It was literally barely 100k, and he was worth like 250. And then Udinese bid for him, and we managed to negotiate a fee with them, which they accepted for about 350 or something like that. And then Genoa came back in, and we managed to get 450,000 for him. So we were quite happy with that. Shen Xiaojian didn't like big matches, was good consistency-wise, foreign player on decent wages. We were kind of basically looking to get him out of the team. He was good, but he was never going to get, take us to where we really want to be next. So we basically sort of, to be honest, we forced him out really. He wasn't very happy about it, but we basically just pushed him out the door. And he went to Al Sadd for 205k, and he was another free signing. So obviously when I last saw you, I believe it was Genoa, wasn't it, when we lost on penalties? Then we started our Champions League campaign playing against San Julia of Andorra, and we beat them 17-1 on aggregate, before we then played St. Patrick's from Ireland and beat them 6-1. We then got past Malmö 2-0 on aggregate, before we then went to Shakhtar Donetsk, took the lead before they pegged us back. Then we played them at home. They scored in the 121st minute to take the tie to penalties, and then we went and lost on penalties, which was very disappointing. So we dropped straight into the Europa League, but things have gone very, very well. We beat Club Brugge 4-1 at home, Rapid Wien 2-1 away, lost again to Genoa 1-0, beat Mallorca 3-1 at home, beat Celtic 2-1 away, and then I think we beat Rennes 3-0 at home, which is a fantastic result. And today we're playing Rangers and Slovan Bratislava. As it stands, we are we are sat in 8th, so we're guaranteed to go through, but really we're looking to cement our place in this top 8. And to be fair, we might actually be able to do it today, potentially, if results go our way, and if we beat Rangers, who are all the way down in 35th. We might actually be able to secure it in the first game. So depending on what happens, we'll either just see the Rangers game or we'll see the Bratislava game as well. I'm conscious of trying to keep these episodes quite condensed. Once again, last year, though, we did win the Mjölker Bikarin, the Majstora Kepnikala, and the Leng Ubikakala. So we won 4 domestic trophies again last season. So I did say I was going to talk about it. We are currently on 2 players on the loan farm. Basically, when everyone's loan expired, apart from Nicholas Becker and Diogo Polo, who are out on loan at Breither, we weren't able to extend them. Wouldn't give us the option to extend them, so they all have come back. We had about 40-odd players, 44, 46 players out on loan, and they've all come back. So we're going to have to basically restart it again in February. Now, I'm optimistic that we'll be able to get them back out again. Some of them we might struggle, like Callum Mercury, Carlos Brites. He's been out on loan since he joined us. He's been out on loan at Nats Pionifila AKUREYRI for about 4 or 5 seasons now. So we're going to look to try and get them back out on loan. It might be a bit of a fresh change for some of them. They might go somewhere new and might help elevate those teams as well. But it's going to be a busy February when the window opens. Yeah. And then last but not least, coefficients. We are 19th, but we are due to finish at the moment on 38.25 points, which would see us at least go up to 16th. But we have been closing on Ukraine. As you can see, we're having a much better season of it than Ukraine are, and they are doing pretty terribly in their league phases. So Dynamo Kyiv and Shakhtar have had stinkers, so we're looking to basically, hopefully, if we can leapfrog them into 15th. So Breither are in the Conference League, so they have lost to Austria Wien, but beat Sturm Graz. We've beat Rapid Wien, so we've been able to take a couple of points off Austria as well. They are obviously next on our list if we can catch them. Who knows? It might be doable this season if we have a really good knockout phase. Yeah, definitely some gains are going to be made this season. Breither did qualify. I think they came 14th in the Conference League. They won 3, drew 1, and lost 2 games, I think, in their group stage. So yeah, they did quite well. Valor, we seem to have this with the with our top 4 that we get. So Valor came 4th last season and then just stank the gap out in the league, like barely survived. And as a result, did terribly in Europe. Hafnarfjordur this time got knocked out in their first round in the Conference League, the first game they played. Bear in mind, they got to the quarterfinals of the Conference League last year. So really poor performance from, especially from Hafnarfjordur, who we thought could really look to build on. And with a bit of luck, we'd have 3 teams. Didn't happen. But as it is, everyone's sort of jumping forward around, I think, except for the team going to the Europa League. We're going to go in again at the second. We're going to go in at the second round of the Champions League, and the 2 Conference League teams are going to in the second round of the Conference League. So this is the team we're going to pick for the Rangers game. So it's Schwarz up top, Stojanovic on the right with Mashuka, Svensson, Ungoy, Ragnarsson, Gallo, Matuk, Lerva, Oviedo. So a few players are missing. We're losing. We've not got the Arasuba, we've not got Diallo, we've not got Mkwanazi because Afcon is on to there all away. So, and Schmidt is injured. Schmidt has been playing in the midfield. Nygaard's unhappy because he wants to go and play in Saudi because we had a bid from Al Riyadh, which we rejected because it was way under his value. So, yeah, that's why he's not playing. Abinho, you could make a case for him playing, to be fair, but we're going to have him on the bench and we're going to start Lerva because Lerma's coming back from injury and he wants some more game time, yada, yada, yada. So, that's what we're going with today. I am probably just going to drop it down to balanced, actually, just to try and just be mindful of the fact that Rangers are still quite a good team. So yeah, I mean, this is a game which I feel like we definitely have the potential to get something out of. Like I said, Rangers have been pretty shocking. They're like, I think they won a game, the 35th. We're 8th, sorry. We really should be looking to get something out of this. I'm just going to make sure players are being watched. Yeah. Anyone worth pressing? Maybe. Oh, he's already being pressed. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, chances are that a win will see us through into the top 8, guaranteed, which would be absolutely incredible, I think. for us to do that in the Europa League, especially after last season, you know, when we sort of scraped through. So to get a top 8 would be one the step up really, and that's a terrible start. It looked like shocking goalkeeping from Valton. The annoying thing about this as well is if we don't win, is it's Scotland gaining points on us, because Scotland are, I mean, we are still to go above them, but I would prefer it if we could stop them. That's shocking goalkeeping. That is shocking. Maybe we should have played Chiapara. I did debate it as well. Yeah, that's poor. That's really poor. So they're going to play out from the back, so we'll try and press that. It also seemed very easy for that Aikenhead to go through, really. Nice. Nice. Just slightly behind him, but it comes to Oviedo. Needed to cross it across to Suarez. There's Matuk. Good block. Come on. Yeah, the only real tactical tweak I think we made this season was just making the 6 an anchor rather than a ball-winning midfielder. And it's working quite nicely, really. Just gives a bit of a platform for the other midfielders to attack and sort of contribute. He just sort of screens in front of the back two. I'm glad Oviedo didn't shoot, because he's not very good at it, really. We're working on his finishing. He's the winger who is just all pace. I like Doku, all pace, minimal end product. I say that. He has actually he did get quite a lot of assists last season. Gonna say there was an option then to feed it through for Suarez if he could have found him, but he couldn't. I feel like Umkwanazi is going to be quite a miss today, because he's actually had I would say, quite a low-key solid season. I think he weighed in with something like 20 odd goals in the calendar year. The free signing we got from Mamelodi Sundowns in South Africa, but he's away with AFCON. He's actually doing quite well, to be fair, with South Africa. I am very annoyed the fact that we haven't really created anything more. To be fair, neither of Rangers really, but I am a bit annoyed that we're sort of yet to really test the keeper. That's too easy. Thankfully, Mashuka wins it. Win that. Good save, but that should have been won by Ongoy. Really poor. Nice, nice. Nice, lovely ball. Square it. He's going to want to quit inside, is the annoying thing. Lerver has the shot. That's better. That is better. Kiev are losing, which is nice to Genoa. Like I said, it's good, just good for the coefficients. I mean, I say that we're currently losing, so really the only way we're going to make the most of that Kiev loss is if we can turn this round and get some sort of result. Nice. Not so nice. Oh, come on. Good save. That's poor. I feel like I kind of want to drop the defensive line a little bit, really. And we'll go a bit wider, just sort of stretch things out a bit. Celtic are now drawn with Maribor. Don't know this, because Celtic have been doing overall better in this competition, and we beat them quite comfortably. Like away from, I'm sure it was away from home. And Rangers have had a stinker of a Europa League competition, so how come we can't put the pressure on them? Second half and big turnarounds needed. Big turnaround is needed. Right, come on, Ahmed. Good carrying. Brilliant carrying. He just got a bit too greedy. I mean, he didn't have much support, but, you know, he just sort of tried to basically do it himself. Lovely. Oh, gosh. That's why we like Oviedo, because he's so good, but that just took a touch on the way through to Suarez, which I think just completely threw him off. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Come on. That's not good enough. That's really poor. So poor. Got a few options on the bench. Some of them we've not actually played at all. Oh, come on. Good defense. Wow. That was great recovering defending from Mongolia, but it was shocking from Ragnarsson. Yeah. Guy, I'm gonna have to make some changes here because this is not good enough. Pretty shocking, really. I'm gonna try Trifonov on the right. Oh, no, and put Stojanovic through the middle. Why won't it let me? Okay, well, we'll just leave it at that for now. Don't know why it's doing that. And we'll bring a Binu on for Lerva. Try and get some more crosses into the box for the striker. And why? What's going on with this? Mate, what are you doing? Thank you. And then we'll probably bring Sylvester on. Maybe for Stojanovic, to be fair, because he is struggling. Well, then Svensson. Well, won by Gallo. Yes, come on, Oviedo. Just run. Come on, you've got the pace. Go. Go. What are you... Oh, it's the bar. Abinio, it's the bar. Lovely little turn on the touchline there from Marshuka. Wow, that could have gone anywhere from Kwanzaa. Right, Sylvester's going to come on. Who do I want to take off? I think I'm going to take off Gallo for Benitez. Start bringing Benitez through a little bit more as well. He's another Argentinian, number 6. See, I'm sure he's Argentinian or Uruguayan, one of them. Sure, it's Argentina. Come on, this is a chance to really pick up some coefficient points here. We should be doing a lot better than this. Okay, that's fine. You mark him, Snorri. Nice, come on. That could have gone anywhere as well. It's all us at the moment. They really cannot get out of their half. Set pieces aren't really working for us though, so we'll jib that off. They usually do work for us quite nicely. Yeah, I think that's fair. Come on. No. I don't know why it did that then. Didn't need to bring up the full team screen. Could have just let us watch Sylvester nearly score. trying to get the ball forward a bit more now. See if we can force a little bit of pressure, a bit more pressure. Amount of pressure we put them under in this half. I can't believe we've not created anything obviously clear cut, like, you know, worthy of a decent XG. We've definitely created a lot more. So frustrating. Oh, yes. Get in. Thank you. Great finish from Sylvester, that. Absolutely brilliant finish. Like, because he could have easily messed it up. I know it was given to on a plate, but he could have easily just cocked this up right here. Oviedo put the press on really nicely, actually, and just showed Quanta inside. And he just hits it near post. Bold, really. Now, can we get a late winner? Which I think would be no more than we deserve, really. Rangers have offered very little in the second half. There we are. That is what we're talking about. Finally, the set piece comes to fruition. It's a corner from Nygaard, who's already brought us level. And then literally, what, 3 minutes later, he lays on a perfect corner for Svensson just to nod in from the near post, heads it down. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, let's just kill everything off now. Actually, we'll keep the press on because I want to keep putting the pressure on the keeper. Keep a close eye on that time. Oh, it's another corner. Surely we're not going to make it 3. Surely not. He's going to go back post. It's claimed by the keeper this time. And he's missed his chance to try and launch a counter there. That should be ours. We should lap this up. Flipping heck. We should have lapped that up. We should have dealt with that a lot better. I'm trying not to watch, so I'm not disappointed when it goes in. Ah, well, in Magnussen. I say I obviously would be disappointed if it went in. Abinho tried to play it through. He was off his line. And this is the win. Lovely 2-1 win. And that might actually do us. Like I said, that should see us secure a top 8. I reckon. I mean, it's not official, but we're as good as there, aren't we, really? Let's be honest. If we can... I mean, we just need a point, really, against Bratislava, and that should do it. I want to touch on the ludicrousness of some of these players who are away on international duty, or have been away on international duty, moaning that I didn't register them for these last 2 games. They weren't here. They were away. And Mukwan Arzi, who's moaning, is still away with South Africa. He's moaning that I didn't register him. He's not going to be back to play the game. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I think I'm just going to leave it there. I don't know if that's alright. I'm aware that I've tried to cover quite a lot this episode, and I don't want to make it too long. Let's face it, we're pretty much guaranteed to finish in the top 8, which will obviously see us go straight through to the round of 16, barring any sort of miraculous capitulation. I mean, realistically, the only sort of team who can catch us is Genoa. Who are they playing in their next game? Slavia Prague, so they should likely win that, but as long as we draw against Bratislava, we will be fine. So if that's okay with everyone, I'm going to crack on with that, and I will see you all for the next round of Europa League games. Bye for now, thank you so much for watching.